Hey there, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about something that's, well, literally at the heart of our well-being, the health of our blood vessels. We're going to break down 5 simple, totally natural ways you can help keep those vessels clean and working the way they should.
So, to get our heads around this, let's start with a really simple analogy. Just think of your blood vessels, your arteries and veins, as the plumbing system for your whole body. When they're healthy, they're just like brand new water pipes, strong, flexible, and everything flows through smoothly and clearly.
Exactly. So what happens when things go wrong? Well, the same thing can happen inside our bodies. Over time, something called chronic inflammation acts like rust on the inner walls of our vessels. This makes the surface all rough, and it's the perfect place for plaque to build up, which can lead to some really serious health problems. Okay, let's dive into this.
So here's the game plan. We'll unpack that pipe analogy just a little bit more. Then we'll walk through 4 key habits for cleaner vessels, plus a 5th one that kind of ties them all together. And we'll wrap up by showing you how to build all this into a simple routine you can actually stick to. All right, first up, let's really understand the problem. The main bad guy here is inflammation. When the inner lining of your blood vessels gets inflamed, it gets damaged and rough. And you can probably guess what happens next. This rust is the perfect sticky surface for stuff like cholesterol to grab onto, forming plaque, and making that pathway for your blood narrower and narrower. Okay, so now we get the rust problem. Let's start talking solutions. Our very first step is a huge one, and it's all about subtraction. It's about removing the single most damaging thing you can possibly introduce to your circulatory system. Look, if inflammation is the rust, then smoking is like pouring actual acid down your pipes. It's just that bad. The thousands of toxins in cigarettes create constant inflammation, which makes your vessels hard and brittle. And if that wasn't enough, it also makes your blood thicker or stickier and way more likely to form dangerous clots.
Now here's where it gets really wild. When you smoke, your body's own defense system basically gets turned against itself. Your body goes on high alert, right? Pumping out inflammatory cells to fight the toxins. But over time, this constant battle leads to friendly fire. Those same cells end up damaging the very blood vessels they were trying to protect.
All right, on to step 2. After we take out the bad stuff, it's time to bring in the good stuff. Let's see how we can use the power of nature to fight back against that rust from the inside.
Believe it or not, your kitchen can be an amazing tool in this fight. Foods like the ones you see here, garlic, turmeric, tomatoes, berries, things rich in omega-3s are absolutely packed with antioxidants. Just think of them as your body's own natural cleanup crew, helping to clear out waste and dial down that internal damage.
But, and this is a really important point we have to make, natural ingredients are helpful, but they are not a magic fix. It's so important to understand what their role is and what it isn't. And this part is absolutely non-negotiable. If you have a condition that a doctor has diagnosed, think of these foods as your allies. They support your treatment, they don't replace it. You wouldn't try to fix a broken engine with a car wash, right? So please, always talk to your doctor to build a health plan that's right for you. Okay, our 3rd step is a little different. It's not about what you're putting in your body, but more about what's going on in your mind. We're talking about managing stress. Let's just be real for a second. A completely stress-free life? That's not a thing. We all have jobs, families, bills. Life happens. So the goal isn't to somehow avoid all stress, but to find healthy ways to process it so it doesn't just build up and cause damage inside. See, when you're always stressed out, your body releases hormones that are pretty toxic for your blood vessels. So, by making time for things you actually enjoy, whether it's listening to music, getting lost in a hobby, or just talking with people you care about, you are actively fighting back against that hormonal damage. You are literally protecting your heart. And that leads us perfectly to step 4, which is maybe the most powerful and accessible medicine any of us have. It's time to get moving.
This is so cool. This slide explains why movement is just so powerful. When you exercise, your muscles do more than just burn calories. They act like their own little pharmacy, releasing these amazing compounds called myokines. And myokines are incredible. They actively fight inflammation, they lower stress, and they even help make your blood vessels more flexible.
Now, it is important to make a quick distinction here. Just being active during the day, doing chores, taking the stairs, that's great. It's way better than sitting on the couch. But to really get those myokines flowing and clean out your vessels, you need structured exercise, the kind that gets your heart rate up and really challenges your muscles.
All right, that brings us to our final step, and this one really pulls all the others together. It's about maintaining a healthy weight.
Let's look at the powerful connection between your weight, especially belly fat, and the health of your vessels. This is such an important idea to grasp. The fat stored around your middle isn't just sitting there. It's actually active. It acts like a hidden factory that is constantly pumping out inflammatory stuff into your body. So managing this specific type of fat is one of the most direct ways you can fight that chronic, system-wide inflammation.
So how do you do it? Well, it's really a three-part approach. 1. Build muscle with some kind of strength training. Muscle is your fat-burning engine. 2. Eat a balanced diet with lots of whole foods, especially fruits and veggies. And 3. Get good sleep. Staying up late messes with your hormones, and that can lead directly to storing more fat, especially around the belly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground, right? But the big question is, how do we fit all of this into our already busy lives? Let's map out a simple, practical routine to bring it all together.
Now look, this isn't some super strict rule book. Think of it more like a flexible framework. You can start small. Maybe this week it's just a 15-minute walk in the morning and adding some berries to your breakfast. Then maybe you decide to turn off your phone an hour earlier at night. It's all about building habits that you can actually stick with.
Because that's the real secret here, consistency. It's not about one perfect day or one killer workout. It's the small, positive choices you make every single day, day after day, that add up over time to keep your body's most important plumbing system clean for life.
So I'll leave you with that question to think about. What's one small, totally doable thing you can start this week? Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next explainer.